Alejandro Tabilo was born on April 2, 1997, in Santiago, Chile, into a family with limited involvement in professional sports. Raised in the capital of Chile, Tabilo's early introduction to tennis came through his family's interest in recreational activities, rather than a strong sporting tradition. Tabilo's journey into tennis began at a young age, as he showed an interest in playing the sport when he was around 6 years old. Encouraged by his mother, who played recreational tennis, and his father, who supported his athletic pursuits, Tabilo quickly fell in love with the game. While growing up in Chile, Tabilo had access to the national tennis infrastructure, which helped develop his foundational skills. Tabilo's talent became evident in his teenage years, and by the time he was 13, he was already competing in youth tournaments. At this point, his family made a significant decision. They moved to Canada to help further his tennis development. This move was a pivotal one in Alejandro's career, as it allowed him to train with some of the best coaches and facilities that Canada had to offer. In Canada, Tabilo's tennis journey took off. He started competing in junior ITF events, and his performance was consistently strong. His work ethic and dedication, along with his naturally gifted tennis skills, allowed him to quickly rise in the ranks of international junior tennis. In 2014, he reached the semi-finals of the Canadian National Championships, signaling his potential to make an impact on the professional circuit. Early professional career and challenges. After his success in junior tennis, Tabilo transitioned to the ATP Tour in 2015, at the age of 18. However, making the jump to professional tennis wasn't easy. The level of competition was far more intense than the junior circuits, and Tabilo faced the challenges of competing against seasoned professionals. His early years on the tour were marked by struggling to break through in ATP Challenger and Futures events. Despite these early challenges, Tabilo's perseverance paid off. Over the next few years, he began consistently competing in the ATP Challenger Tour. His breakthrough moment came in 2018, when he reached the finals of the Cali Challenger, a major tournament in South America. His impressive run in Cali was a glimpse of what was to come, as it solidified his belief that he had the talent and ability to compete at a high level on the ATP Tour. However, Tabilo's early professional years were marked by periods of frustration as he battled with inconsistency. His ranking hovered around the ATP Top 250, and he struggled to string together solid results in ATP 250 events and Grand Slam qualifiers. This meant he had to grind through qualifying rounds and smaller events in the hopes of breaking into the upper echelons of men's tennis. Despite the slow progression, Alejandro remained focused on his long-term goal of reaching the ATP Tour's top ranks, knowing that with time and experience, he could make the leap to bigger tournaments and break into the top levels of the sport. Career peak and breakthrough. Tabilo's persistence began to pay off in 2021. After years of steady progression, Alejandro reached his first major milestone by breaking into the top 100 ATP rankings, a significant achievement for any tennis player. This marked a career peak for Tabilo, who had steadily climbed the rankings for years, but finally found success at the most competitive level. One of the key moments of his breakthrough came at the 2021 Santiago Open, where he had an extraordinary run to the finals. Tabilo's performance was nothing short of spectacular, as he defeated high-ranked players such as Casper Ruud and Juan Ignacio Londero to make it to his first ATP final. Although he ultimately lost in the final to Cristian Garin, another Chilean talent, the fact that he had made it to this stage of the tournament was a statement to the tennis world that Alejandro Tabilo was a force to be reckoned with. Tabilo's performance at the Santiago Open earned him recognition not just in Chile but across the ATP Tour. His consistent form in 2021 was solidified by several deep runs in ATP Challenger events, as well as his breakthrough in Grand Slam qualifying events. He qualified for the 2021 Australian Open, his first Grand Slam main draw, which was another significant step in his career. Although he did not make it far in the tournament, Tabilo's ability to qualify for a major showed his resilience and growing level of play. Main achievements. Throughout his career, Alejandro Tabilo has had several standout achievements that reflect his upward trajectory in professional tennis. Some of his main accomplishments include breaking into the top 100 ATP rankings. One of Tabilo's key milestones came in 2021, when he officially broke into the top 100 ATP rankings for the first time in his career. This achievement proved his status as a legitimate top-tier player on the ATP Tour. Santiago Open 2021. In 2021, Tabilo reached the finals of the Santiago Open, where he faced off against Cristian Garin. Although he lost the final, his journey to the championship match was an impressive breakthrough and a testament to his potential. First Grand Slam main draw appearance. In 2021, Tabilo made his Australian Open debut, marking his entry into the major tennis tournaments. This was a significant achievement for Tabilo, who had worked hard to qualify for the prestigious event. Challenger Tour titles. Over the years, Tabilo has claimed several ATP Challenger titles, which helped him improve his ranking and gain the experience needed to compete on the ATP Tour. These victories laid the groundwork for his eventual rise in the rankings. Steady ATP Tour performances. Tabilo's consistency in ATP 250 and ATP 500 events began to show in 2021 and 2022. As he matured as a player, he started to secure victories over top players, including David Goffin and Daniil Medvedev, further cementing his place in the upper ranks of the sport. Challenges and setbacks. Although Alejandro Tabilo's career has seen impressive progress, it has not been without its setbacks. The transition to the top of professional tennis is never an easy path, and Tabilo faced his fair share of obstacles. One of the most significant challenges was his struggle to remain consistent in ATP Tour events. While he showed flashes of brilliance, he often found it difficult to maintain his level of play against the sport's biggest names. In addition to consistency, Tabilo faced physical challenges as well. Injuries are part and parcel of any athlete's career, and Tabilo dealt with periods of discomfort that sometimes forced him to miss tournaments. However, his resilience and ability to bounce back from these injuries showed his commitment to overcoming adversity. Another obstacle was his struggle in Grand Slam tournaments, where his main goal was to go deeper in the draws. Despite making it to the main draws of the Australian Open and French Open, Tabilo faced stiff competition from more experienced players and struggled to replicate his ATP Tour form at the Grand Slam level. Final years and future outlook. As of 2023, Alejandro Tabilo remains one of the brightest young stars in Chilean tennis and continues to progress on the ATP Tour. Now in his mid-20s, Tabilo has gained the experience necessary to challenge the top players consistently. His physical game has become sharper, and his mental approach to big matches has matured significantly. With his powerful serve, athleticism, and baseline game, Tabilo is well positioned to continue improving and challenging for titles on the ATP Tour. Looking ahead, Tabilo's goal is to break into the top 50 ATP rankings and consistently compete in ATP Masters 1000 events. His passion for the game and his drive to succeed mean that he will continue pushing forward, aiming to make deep runs in the Grand Slams and eventually win an ATP title. Tabilo's story is one of perseverance, talent, and hard work. And the future holds great promise for this gifted Chilean athlete. As he continues to mature as a player, Alejandro Tabilo will be a name to watch in the coming years. With his combination of athleticism, resilience, and skill, Tabilo has the potential to make a lasting impact on the ATP Tour, and perhaps even reach the pinnacle of men's tennis in the future.